Hey guys, today we're going to be reviewing part 1 of the Sensorites, which is the final complete Doctor Who story that I haven't seen yet. There are still a few others that are either partly missing or completely missing that I haven't seen yet, but this is the final complete one with all of the episodes intact that I haven't seen yet. And I know the Sensorites doesn't have the best reputation, but I did very much enjoy episode 1. First off, I love the set design. The spaceship they're on, the set design looks really good, especially for like 60s Who. This is another instance I think where probably being in black and white helps it out some. But I think it looks pretty detailed and really nice. Although it's not lost on me that the sound the doors make when they open is the same sound the Dalek doors make when they open in like the Daleks, that same whoosh sound. I did get a chuckle out of that. I think the cast are doing a really good job. The main cast and the guest cast. I love the fact that one of the astronauts is female, especially in a 1964 episode of Doctor Who. And it always amuses me when I see the 18, 19, 20-year-olds on Twitter. Modern Who is so good, and classic Who is so racist and sexist and all of that. And I'm sitting there going, hello, astronaut, 1964, female astronaut. You know, seems pretty progressive to me, you know. Especially since it's the modern series sometimes that has, you know, Clara with her Clara Who. There's a lot of times in the modern show, especially in the mid to late part of the modern show, where they're a little too heavy-handed with it and they feel like they're thumping their chest about it, like Clara being Clara Who. You know, we shipped Thasman and Whittaker together. You know, Yaz and the 13th Doctor. Look at us, aren't we awesome? Whereas here and in a lot of classic Who, it's just done organically. You know, it's in, what is it, 10th Planet, we have a black astronaut, and they don't make a big deal out of it. It just is. He's just an astronaut. Same thing here. She's just an astronaut because they're from the 28th century. It mentions that in the story. They're from the 28th century where it looks like the genders are equal, which is great. I love that. And they don't call attention to her being a female astronaut. They don't, look, we did a female astronaut. She's just a female astronaut. I like that. It's just, there it is. Boom. Right there. The audience can pick that up on. Or pick up on that. I enjoy the mystery of this episode. Especially at the beginning when they think the two astronauts they see have died. And the Doctor's working it out. Hartnell's doing a really good job in this. I mean, all of the main cast are. Even Susan hasn't been annoying in this episode. She doesn't do a lot, but she's not irksome. Barbara's had some good moments. Ian has some good moments. I like how the Doctor realizes quickly they probably need to go. I mean, he tries to do what he can, but once he realizes there's nothing he can do, or so he thinks at the time, he's ready to go and get them out of there. I love the part where the Doctor's like, I don't like getting involved in other people's business, which is giving me a chuckle, and Ian a chuckle. Ian kind of laughs. And the Doctor's like, what? I don't have an ounce of curiosity in my body. And I'm over here laughing about that. Especially looking at that moment in retrospect with 60 years of history, you know, behind it now, looking at that in 2023. That's funny. I love the fact that even at the time, Ian is chuckling about it. But here I am almost 60 years later, and I'm laughing over that comment. No curiosity indeed, not the Doctor. Don't get involved in other people's affairs. No, not the Doctor. That gave me a really good chuckle and put me in a good mood. Some of the camera work in this is really good too, I want to note. I did enjoy some of the camera work. There was some incidental music I believe I really liked. I can't remember it right off, but I believe there was some. The mystery of what's happening, especially when the Doctor notices their watches have stopped, so he figures they've been dead at least 24 hours. But then it's pointed out to him that the bodies are still warm, so he's like, And then when the male astronaut comes around, and then when they revive him and the female astronaut, there's a mystery to the episode here. And I was constantly sitting there going, I wonder what's going on. I wonder what's going on. This is the great thing about watching a classic Doctor Who episode for the first time. I wonder what's going on. That wonder of, I have no idea what's happening. That is lovely. That is lovely, and I am loving that so far in this. Finding out about the more unstable crew member, although he doesn't seem violent at the moment. And of course, Susan and Barbara get separated because nobody's paying attention. That is a little plot convenient right there when they just go through the door and nobody everybody's watching them saying, no, don't go through that door. That is a little plot convenient. But we need it to move along the plot, introduce the third astronaut. We realize very quickly something's up with him. He's not in his right mind. We get the explanation about the Sensorites, but we don't know why they're doing what they're doing. Why are they doing what they're doing to the humans, but at the same time not killing them, feeding them? I mean, are they keeping them like a zoo specimen thing? Like a certain Twilight Zone episode with Roddy McDowell, what comes to mind. I love Roddy McDowell. And again, Hartnell has a lot to do. Hartnell, I love that he's very much being the doctor here. He very much feels in command of the situation. He doesn't feel panicked. He doesn't, even though he doesn't know what's going on, he doesn't feel on the back foot. He feels like you can just see the gears turning. He's figuring it out. He's trying to figure out what's going on. I love that. He very much has a commanding presence in this episode. So I'm loving that right there. Yeah, and then the cliffhanger when Ian does see the Sensorite. I really enjoyed part one. Now, I don't know what most people's issues with this are. Like, I don't know if the story just turns out to be bad or if it's just one of those circumstances where it's too long. Like, maybe it would have worked better as a 4-parter or a 5-parter. Maybe 6 parts is just too much. I don't quite know people's main complaints. But just going off episode 1, I liked it. It has intrigue. It has good acting. It has good set design. It has me definitely wanting to watch more. So I will give episode 1 that. Very much enjoying it as I am starting on my final episode of Classic Who. And this was sent to me, I want to point out, by one of my subscribers, who's also one of my patrons, Unknown289, who has been a patron for a while now. He's also sent several things in the past. He's done a lot to support the channel. I'm very grateful to him, and I really appreciate him sending that. So many thanks to that, buddy. I certainly appreciate that. So, yeah, part 1. I liked it. The Sensorites, what do you think of it? What do you think of part 1 of it? Comment down below and let me know. Other things to do. Don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button and the bell for notifications so you never miss out on another video. I also have a Patreon if you would like to support me that way. My entry-level tier is only $2 a month, and it does help, especially lately. It really helps paying the bills. The rent is very expensive these days. Yeah, a link to that is down in the description as well. I want to give a shout out to some of my top tier patrons, Finn Perkins, Colin Coney, and Stephen Crane. I do appreciate their support, as I do the support of all of my patrons. I have a P.O. box if there's anything you would like to send me, Doctor Who related or otherwise, anything you want me to look at and review. I'd love to get a copy of the original Twilight Zone sometime. I would love to do reviews for Twilight Zone episodes. I love the Twilight Zone. And a link to my Amazon wish list is there as well, which I've updated recently. Most importantly, thank you for watching.